Hey there. I hear you wanted to know about how to do a frozen whole chicken in the Instant Pot. So I'm going to show you today. Hopefully my video angles are all going to be here because I'm by myself. So just bear with me if you can't see everything, but we will do our best. Okay, so I have two chickens. I've already rinsed and dried them. This one is a fresh one. This one is a frozen one. I'm going to do the fresh one. I'm going to first saute them. I'm going to saute them both in the big one because they're going to fit better in the big one. The ones I bought are a little on the large size for doing this. They're about 5.5 pounds, and it's best to stick under 5 pounds if you only have the 6 quart pot. But if you have the 8 quart pot, going bigger isn't too bad. You can also go bigger with the 6 quart as long as you can fit it in the pot, which I think I should be able to. Looks like it'll fit. The lid will just make it on. There's room around it, but I won't be able to saute it in there because it doesn't lay flat. Sauteing it is how we're going to get it brown, even though it's frozen. Okay, so what I like to start with is some oil, which is going to help everything stick to it. Ugh, I hate touching raw meat. Which is why I wear these gloves. I just pick up a package of them from the dollar store, and it just makes it so much nicer for doing anything raw meat. Because they can go right into the garbage before I wash my hands again. So I'm just rubbing avocado oil. You can use whatever oil you have. I know a lot of people like to use olive oil or coconut oil. I just use whatever I have, and I still have quite a bit of this avocado oil I bought for a recipe. So we'll just use it up. Okay, so that is the oil. Just get it out of the way. And I should have taken my lids off prior, because this is going to make a mess. We'll just get rid of those ones and grab new ones. Typically I have myself better organized and can get it all done without switching gloves. So this is just a chipotle epicure mix. Jameis is allergic to onions, so I'm using different seasonings than I would typically use because we've just found out about this allergy, and a lot of the mixes have onions in them. Any type of onion powder, I can't use it anymore. So it's making things a challenge. Just spread on a good amount. And when I look online, some people just cake this stuff on. I don't mind too much. Thing is it's going to be on the skin mostly anyway, so chances are you're not eating all of it. It's going to help infuse the flavor throughout the chicken though. So give a nice pile of it. The other thing it helps with is making it look more brown. Because again, the Instant Pot doesn't do a great job of roasting per se. But once we saute it and add a bit of color that way, and then the spices, it's gonna look good. This one I'm gonna do, even though I'm doing this as a side-by-side trial, I'm seasoning them differently because we still have to eat them after. And we can only eat so much of the same because there's only 2 of us. But I do like to do two or three chickens per day. It's a great meal prep item. You can do a whole bunch at a time and then shred it for salads or sandwiches, slice it for sandwiches. Put it in your lunches, add to all kinds of meals. So we do find this is a really good meal prep item. And when they go on sale, this was on sale for $1.77 a pound at Walmart. They're maple leaf chickens. They come in a bag, so they're really easy to take out frozen even. Just literally slice off the bag and And you don't have to try to pull off the styrofoam. It was awesome. So there's that. So that's just an Italian seasoning that does not have onions. And if I was cooking this with, for pretty much anyone else, I would probably add onions and stuff to my pot. But since Jameis can't have onions, we won't do that because that wouldn't be very nice to my husband. Okay, so we're putting that on saute. Got something in my eye. So while that's warming up, I'm going to go wash my hands. Okay, so we're just waiting for that pot to warm up. Let's get rid of this bag that I was throwing all the dirty gloves in. And let's grab something to spread that oil around in and see if it's heated enough yet. Oh, we're getting there. All right. So we're just gonna keep this one close by. Now you can use tongs to put your chicken in. I find I can usually get the chicken in with the tongs, but I can't always get the chicken out with the tongs. So I also have my meat shredders, work as really good fork to just kind of grab it and pull it out, or to flip it over if I'm having a hard time with my tongs. But I'm gonna put this one in first. Actually, yeah, we're gonna put it in first. It doesn't matter which one goes in first, really. We're gonna let that saute for a couple of minutes per side. And trying to think of if there's anything else. So this is a pretty easy recipe. Like, it takes maybe 10 minutes to prep it to get it turned on. And then the fresh one we're gonna put on cook for 20 minutes. And the frozen one we're gonna put on cook for 35 minutes. The frozen one will probably take a little longer for building pressure as well. And then the fresh one, it'll be done a little faster. It's gonna hit pressure faster and cook faster. So it's gonna be done way sooner. But I wanted to show, like, you can really get dinner on the table from frozen on those days that you forgot to plan something. And it will probably take from beginning to end. We're at 3:45, so we've been at this about maybe 5 minutes. So we'll probably have that on the table in just over an hour. So that's not bad for a from frozen chicken, right? My fresh chicken, we're gonna add potatoes to the pot because that 8-quart pot's really big. And then we'll have some potatoes for throughout the week for lunches and for tonight's dinner. And all we have to add to the pot with the chicken to cook it is some liquid. I would typically use broth. Unfortunately, I forgot to pick up broth. So when I forget to pick up broth, I just use water, and it's not bad. It's, you know, the discerning person could probably taste the difference, but really, it's still good chicken. Use more seasoning, whatever, right? We're not like chefs, so we don't expect to eat like chefs. So let's just check on this chicken. Sounds like it's frying up nicely. So hopefully it's getting some brown on one side. Oh yeah, a little bit, it's stuck down there. Maybe I needed a bit more oil. I want to add oil while it's sitting in there though. Okay, we'll give this side a little saute. And then we're just going to put it back on the plate and do the other one. The other one's frozen. So yeah, this one has a lot of waiting. So I'm not sure what else you guys want me to make in my Instant Pot. I do want to do the vegan chili at some point. That one's a fun recipe, and I've made it for several people who are not vegan, and it has ended up being a pleasant surprise to them. My nephew, who was 11 at the time, when I made it last April. His sister's vegan, and he's always very adamant that he is not going to eat meatless. And I did provide a few toppings that were not vegan. Like I had cheese and tortilla chips, which I mean, she could have the tortilla chips, and I had a few other things. She liked it with avocado, and she made her own sour cream. But yeah, Bradley put cheese and tortilla chips, and all of a sudden it was a really amazing dish to him, and he ate 2 full bowls. So that was really good. Yeah, and I know my dad has liked it as well when I make it, and he's a meatitarian. So even the meatitarians can enjoy it. Because it's really hearty. There's like a lot of black beans and big chunks of sweet potato. I'm just going to do the sides of the chicken just to give it a little bit of browning on the sides. Not much. He doesn't want to turn over. So we're just going to grab it. Grab it out of there. I'm not quite tall enough, I think. All right, so we got that one out of there. Scrape some of the stuff off the bottom. Yeah. Should add a little bit more oil. But that's going to add flavor to our pot, which is always good. All right, so let's add a little bit more oil so that hopefully this one doesn't stick so much, but this one's frozen, so it's gonna react completely different. So that's that one. There's a tiny bit of browning, but not a lot. All right. So again, these ones are pretty big. These ones are just over 5 pounds. So they cost me $7. Pretty cheap for a chicken. I would have preferred a chicken from, there's a local lady here in Niverville that I love buying chickens from, but she didn't have any left this time of year. Sorry. It looked like the neck was in there, but no, it's cut off. Oh no, it's there. Oh, it's stuck in there. I could put on, when I washed it, I didn't see that. Oh, it's definitely attached. That's why it wasn't coming off earlier when I was checking for giblets and stuff. Yeah, there's nothing in there. I did wash it. Like, I don't know why I'm all of a sudden, it just looked funny because like it looked like the neck was stuck in there. I guess it's just the way they cut it. All right. Alright, so let's check on this one. I feel like this one's going to require the forks. And maybe not. Oh, maybe. There we go. That works pretty good. So I'll have to wash those after because we're going to need those for getting it out of the pot later. So it'll definitely be harder to get out of the pot later. So the other thing we need is when we are ready to put it back in there, we like to use a trivet so that the meat isn't touching the bottom of the pot. And I'm missing one of my trivets, so I'm just going to take my dishwasher. There it is. So one of mine came with a trivet that has handles, and the other one just came with a plain trivet. But they're pretty much the same, this one has handles. It's kind of handy though, because if you use the IKEA silicone they're in the dishwasher. Because I get everything dirty. If you use the silicone gloves from IKEA, you can just lift them right out of the pot when it's hot. And then you get chicken all over them and have to put them in the dishwasher. Yeah, let's see how this chicken is browning. Oh yeah, it's browning nicely. All right, we're gonna take it out of there. If we can take it out of there. We're gonna put it straight into this pot. So let's do the one with the handles. Put it in there with the handles open and put the chicken right in. Got to manipulate this one a little bit because this is the one that's going to go in the small pot. And now that I added that trivet, it's sticking up a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, so that one's going to go on right away. We have to add liquid to that. We need to deglaze this pot because we have a lot of stuff on the bottom. Let's add some liquid to deglaze. Shut it off. Oh, cancel. Where's cancel? There we go. So you want a cup of liquid. And you can make that liquid be whatever you want. I know some people like to use a mixture of something sweet, like I've heard of juices. It's because of the saute and the oil. So we'll just deglaze this pot first. That works really well. I'll just try to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see. No, probably not. It's probably going to dump out before you can see in there. All right. Now we're going to put in our trivet and our chicken. So you want breast side up. This is easier to get in and out from what I'm understanding. Now let's just run off a bunch of potatoes. We could probably put in all of these. There's lots of room in there still. Lots of room. This is only going on for 20 minutes. Potatoes are good like for 20, 25 minutes probably. Anything longer than that and they'll be mush. Carrots will be mushed in that time, so I don't bother putting them in because otherwise I'm going to have mushy carrots. So unless you like mushy carrots, which I don't take the chance. That's the wrong lid. So here's the lid for this pot. "20 minutes on manual." Make sure that this is on sealed. Everything's ready to go on that one. Okay. So then this one, we have that one ready. We have to put liquid in that one still. All right. We have everything in that one. I have to come around to the other side because I can't see what I'm doing. Alright, so again we're going to press manual and adjust the time. This one we want for 35 minutes. Then we are gonna let both of them naturally release. So that took a little longer than I expected. I'm a lollygagger, what can I say? And so we are almost at 4 o'clock, and I think we started at 22, so that took me 20 minutes. That was 2 chickens, not just one. And now I can go in the other room and get some work done, or do whatever. I could go watch TV or read a book. It doesn't always have to be work, right? And who are we kidding, right? This time of day it's going to be work. But yeah, I could go take the dog for a walk. How about that? And in the meantime, I probably have on this one, between the pressurizing time, the 20 minutes of cook time, and then the depressuring time, I probably have a good 40 minutes. This one, probably about an hour. Yeah, an hour is easy on that one, maybe an hour and 5. And like I said, like you get it turned on late in the afternoon, and then you go in the other room and get a whole bunch of other stuff done for the day, and you'll have meal ready to go on the table. Just have to add the vegetables. We have a salad left over from last night that we're going to eat, and we might not even have the potatoes tonight, because I think that will be enough, because we have to finish that salad, and it's a big one. And we have a few buns left over from last night, so I might actually do like pulled chicken on a bun as our entree, and with a salad on the side. So, and this type of chicken, it's like a rotisserie chicken when it's done. You can shred it up, you can slice it up. It's really versatile, and it has way less sodium than the ones that you're going to pick up at the grocery store. So this is a much better item to prep and have ready for the week. Okay, so we'll come back to the video once I'm depressurize it on this one. We'll do a quick bit on that one when I'm taking that one out, and then we'll do another bit on that one. Okay, thanks so much. Okay, so our big pot, the 8 quart, with our fresh chicken and the potatoes. I'm sorry, I don't mean to yell into the mic. We're at 20 minutes on this natural release, so it's probably almost done. I'm just gonna hit here and see if there's nothing left. So it's just a matter of that pin dropping. So sometimes I like to hit it with something. Yeah, and it just goes down. So we'll take that off. And I'm at an awkward angle so that I don't get burnt by the steam. So I'm just gonna turn this. Okay. So one thing I like to do before I pull my chicken out is stick the thermometer into the breast. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna pull out, I forgot to pull out a bowl for my potatoes. I'm gonna pull out the potatoes while we're waiting, and I'll just use a fork. Oh, where do I have my fork? Sorry, I didn't have it ready. Oh, here, we'll just use the tongs the clean tongs I haven't taken out of the dishwasher yet. And they are very cooked. So it'd be hard to serve these as baked potatoes because they're super, super cooked. But I like to smash them, so these will make good smashed potatoes. I will have to remember to tag Rachel Murphy, because I told her a long time ago I would do smashed potatoes, and then I never did. Okay, so we are at way higher than what we need. We're almost at 200, so it's definitely cooked. Okay, so it's not very brown, but it's cooked. And let's just okay. We're gonna use our meat forks because it's just pulling everything out. Yeah, the wings just fell off of it. It is so fall off the bone tender. They just fell right off. And that's okay, because what I could do now is make soup. So I could leave that in there for now. I'll dump that into there, add some water and some other stuff, and make soup after. But so far, we have a roast chicken. It's not as brown as we would have liked maybe, but it's gonna be delicious. I can shred that. And our potatoes. Okay, so to smash these potatoes, I just add a little bit of butter. It'll melt as you smash them. You just mash them with the peels right on them. Now, if you want to make gravy, you can make gravy with the liquid that's in the pot. Sometimes I add a little of that liquid to the potato instead of milk, if I need a little bit more moisture in the potato. But a little bit of butter. Oops, I'm spilling. We will just, put that back in. So you don't want to over mash them, you just want to kind of smash them up. So just go around once or twice and make sure that they're good and smashed. Add a little salt and pepper. Those will be good. Alright. We can get them a little nicer looking still. There we go. Almost as creamy as mashed. If you want them creamier, just add a little bit of that liquid. It's gonna make them, but they feel nice. They're gonna taste good. And that's the most important part. So far we have our one chicken, our mashed potatoes. It is exactly 5 o'clock right now, so we were just over the hour mark from when we started, hour and 20 minutes. And our frozen chicken, I'm sure, I missed the pin going down, so it's already down. I wasn't paying attention, which is okay if you leave it. I often forget because I'm busy working or doing something, and it'll sit in there for quite a while. So that is another benefit to the Instant Pot, is that when you do forget about it, it's just gonna keep it warm. And that's all it'll sit there and do, and I think it'll do that for about 10 hours. So that's a little on the hot side. I'm going to grab my mitts, and they are fresh from the dishwasher, so they're still a tiny bit wet. We're just going to pull that out of there so that I can reach. Ooh, that one smells good. This is the one that we put the chipotle seasoning on. Okay, I better take the temperature first. Okay. I just noticed I didn't put this one breast up. I put it breast down, but that'll be okay. Honestly, it's really hard to screw up these recipes. I can do them. Anybody can do them. This is like the slowest temperature gauge ever. It's still climbing. It's just taking forever. It just hit 180 and it's still climbing. Okay, it hit 185. So it didn't get as hot as that one, because that one it was probably more around the 190 mark. But this is pretty good, and I'm also taking it from the back end. If we flip it over, sorry, doing this kind of funny. This one we might have to take out these, because this one is, because I didn't put it in right. So it's not as fall off the bone, which is good for slicing chicken. And we could pour all these liquids together to use them for soups. And I think I'll do that soup in a smaller pot. All right, So what are we at? We are at 185. Smells good. All right. So that is how you do a frozen chicken in the Instant Pot and a fresh chicken in the Instant Pot. And they do look very different because we season them differently. And we could have maybe sauteed them a little bit better. But yeah, that's how we get that done. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.